Welcome to starting point of your journey as a solution architect. This is intermediate level learning path is designed you to provide with the essential Azure concept required to be a successful design infrastructure solution architect. So before we begin, you should be have a baseline familiarity with the basic computing concept and terminology. Our goal over the next six module is to move beyond basic definition and explore how to design resilient, secure, and strategic aligned system. So we'll start with the core architecture component where you will be learn about Azure physical infrastructure and mechanics of resource management. From there, we will be dive into specific of compute and networking services as well as Azure storage, where you will be discover how our distributed infrastructure can be leveraged to make our data more resilient. Security is the central to every design. So we will be covering the identity, access management, and security through various authorization and authentication method. Finally, we will be introducing two critical strategic framework, the Microsoft Cloud Adaptation Framework, which will help align the business and the people and technology, and the Microsoft Azure Well Architecture Framework, which provide the key principle to building and continuously improving your infrastructure as an architect. So let's get started uh, on a building your foundation for the Azure AZ305 certification and your career as an Azure infrastructure architect. So if we can see in this picture, right? So on a broader level, we will be dividing this particular thing into two different particular uh, subset. The first one is Azure foundational pillar, which will be having understanding the concept of the core architecture component. So this is a path of AZ305 and mastering the prerequisites. So on a broader level, if we talk about what are the prerequisite, so broadly it is divided into two different part: the Azure fundamental pillars and architecture framework and security. See, if we talk about Azure foundational pillar, right? So we have to understand the core architecture component. There we'll be learning about the physical infrastructure and the resource management, how the resource are being designed and being maintained on a physical server on the Azure side. How your data center been up, how you can choose the services over the different type of the data uh, security based requirement. And then we will be exploring about the compute and network services, which will where we will be discovering about what kind of the virtual machine Azure is offering, and what are the network services available within the Azure to communicate between the services through the virtual network and the services together. Then we will be moving to the next steps, which is the mastering of the Azure storage services. As we know, right, storage is one of the main things when we talk about the on-prem and the cloud, right? So we have to think about how we can make the things more resilient. So we'll be learn about resilient storage type and distributed infrastructure within the Azure, right? So based on our requirement, we can choose what we want. We will discuss. On the other hand, we have the architecture framework and security. So first and foremost thing is security and identity and access management. So we'll be covering key aspect on authentication authorization method, which is Azure is offering to us, and we will be checking either we'll be understanding how that will be aligned to a cloud adaptation framework. So we will use the best practices to align the business, uh, the people, and the technology. And we will also discuss about design with the well architecture framework, apply the key principle to design a building and continuously improving a solution. So please continue watching the videos, and let's get move for the next steps in the upcoming session.